Hello, dear one. This is Contemplative at Home, and you are always so very, very warmly welcome here. Do your good self a favor and take a minute to check in. Just notice what's going on for you mentally and emotionally, what you're bringing today, where your energy is. I invite you to do this kindly and without judgment, letting whatever is be what it is. And as that begins to settle, I'm going to invite you to check in with your body. So you might want to take a little bit of a stretch, maybe through your neck or your shoulders, maybe through your back, your hips a little bit. Just gently easing out whatever needs to be eased out. And then coming to rest, finding a shape in your body that will help you to be attentive and present to the Holy One. Now I invite you to come to your breath, just gently resting your awareness on the inhale and the exhale. Feeling your body fill, expand, and then observing as your body contracts, empties. Gently receiving the natural rhythm of the inhale and the exhale. The next time you inhale, I want to invite you to bring your awareness into all the points of contact that your body is making with the ground, the supports beneath you. So just carry on with your natural rhythm of breath, but on the inhale, I invite you to feel yourself easing down into the ground beneath you. You might feel those lower limbs, those back parts of your body getting heavier. And as you exhale, I invite you to surrender to this time and this place. And I wonder if you can become aware on that surrender of the presence of the Lord here with you. How is the Lord looking at you just now? We rest here in this loving presence for another 5 rounds of breath or so. So as we listen to the text for the first time, I do invite you to allow this scene to become alive in your imagination. So perhaps noticing what you can see, what you hear, what you feel as this scene unfolds. Before the festival of the Passover, Jesus knew that his hour had come to depart from this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. So during supper, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, knowing that he had come from God and was going to God, he got up from the table and took off his outer robe. Then he tied a long towel around himself and poured some water into a basin. And he began to wash the disciples' feet, wiping them with the towel that was tied around himself. When he came to Simon Peter said, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet? You will never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no share with me." I invite you to see Jesus washing Simon Peter's feet. And after he had washed all their feet and put his robe back on and returned to the table, he said to them, "Do you understand what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right. That is what I am. So if I, your Lord and your teacher, have washed your feet, you ought also to wash one another's feet. Very truly, I tell you, servants are not greater than their master, nor are messengers greater than the one who sent them. If you know these things, you are blessed if you do them." So I invite you to notice what spirit lingers in you. If there was a word or phrase there that caught you in some way, let's watch this story unfold again in our mind's eye. Now, before the festival of the Passover, Jesus knew that his hour had come to depart from this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in this world, he loved them to the end. So during supper, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, knowing that he had come from God and was going to God, he got up from the table and he took off his outer robe. And he took a long towel and he tied it around his waist. And then he poured water into a basin. And he began to wash the disciples' feet. Wiping them with the towel that was tied around him. When he came to Simon Peter said, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus said, "You don't know now what I'm doing, but later you will understand." And Peter said, "You will never wash my feet." Jesus replied, "Unless I wash you, you have no share with me." So just watch in your mind's eye as Peter allows his Lord to wash his feet. And now we see Jesus, having washed all the disciples' feet, set the water aside, untie the towel, and put his own robe back on, returning to his place at the table and saying to them, "Do you know what I have done for you? You call me teacher and you call me Lord. And you're right, that is what I am. So if I, your Lord and your teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. Very truly, I tell you, servants are not greater than their master, nor is the messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now, if you know these things, you are blessed if you do them." Again, I invite you to notice what you've seen, what you've heard here. And now I want to invite you to put yourself into this story. However it looks in your spirit and your imagination, I invite you to see yourself at the table with Jesus and his friends. Notice where you're seated, where you're positioned in the room amongst the group. And then I invite you to watch Jesus as he stands up. See him taking off his outer robe and notice where he lays it. And see him pick up the long hand-woven towel. And tie it around himself. Picking up the jug of water, he pours it into a bowl. And then comes and crouches on the floor in front of John, picking up his feet one by one and washing them, wiping them with the towel. As he makes his way around the room, Philip, Jude, Andrew. Notice how you feel as he gets closer to you. And then see him set his bowl in front of you and crouch down before you. Notice how you feel. Do you say anything to him? As he puts his hand around the back of your heel and gently lifts your foot into the water, perhaps you hear him say, "Let me love you." Carefully rinsing down your foot, gently lifting it out, and kindly drying the top of the foot, the arch of your foot, between your toes. Setting your foot down and then picking up the other one. Watch his face, the energy in his body, as he kindly and confidently serves you in this way. Allow yourself to receive this gift. As he dries your other foot, perhaps you meet his eyes for a moment. Is there anything he wants to say to you? With a kind smile, he moves on to the next person. Notice how you feel. Any thoughts that are in your mind or your heart. And then watch as Jesus unties the towel, hangs it over the back of a chair, and puts his outer robe back on. Notice the energy in his body as he moves. And then hear him say to you, "If I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet." What does this mean for you today? And then I invite you to see Jesus turn to you as he says, "If you know these things, to do them is to be blessed." Do you want to say anything to him in return? I invite you to bring your awareness back to your breath. I invite you to name in your heart the one thing that you'd like to hold on to from this little meditation. What's been important for you here? So, dear one, may you know yourself to be lovingly served and kindly cared for by the Lord of creation. And may you have the grace to receive that generous love a little bit more deeply today. Every blessing in the name of Christ. Amen. Amen. And thank you so much for choosing to share your prayer space with me. It is an honor and a privilege for me to be here with you. If you would like to connect with me a little bit more, I would love to connect with you. Please come on over to contemplativeathome.com/retreats to find out about a few things that I am doing in real time over the next few months. I would love to see you there. Every blessing.